human experience is essentially 100% generated from within. And I got a big dose of this experience when I went and did my darkness retreat, because all of a sudden your all external stimuli is just shut off, right? And the display of your reality completely goes blank. And that's liberating, because then when it turns back on, you're like, oh, wow. The display of your reality can just turn on and turn off. And you gave this beautiful understanding of like the way in which the process actually happens, in which light refracts and is flipped within the cones in our eyes, and we see each other, but it's happening within us. And when you have that understanding and perspective that life is generated from within, then it creates space between the stimulus and the response. You become less of a compulsive, reactive being to everything happening within your reality, and you have the power of choice. That's what realizing you're a conscious being allows for. You can actually choose certain things because you're responding to reality, not reacting to it. And that becomes, when that happens, so much becomes available to you, because you're choosing the direction that you want to go in life instead of compulsively moving in the direction that you're programmed to.
You become the master gatekeeper versus, everything's happening to me, I'm victim, all that kind of stuff, hypochondriac energy, all that kind of stuff. This is allowing you to take ownership of your life and be able to really be the line of discernment. Yeah, that's so important.
Yeah.
People are not armed with that today. That's why, that's why people break down and have violent communication. I mean, this is at the cornerstone of like nonviolent communication or tapping. Like, what's tapping doing? Well, it's energetically connecting you with how you're going to react to things. And what is it about people that I always find irritating? These are all things that I do myself. I'll continue to do them forever until I'm out of this body. You're just arming yourself with ways to deal with shit, as opposed to like having to have such a crash. When you get so angry and you get so frustrated and it's the end of the world, all that stuff, not only is that just the worst ever, but you're taking a massive hit to your health span. I want to be clear on that. Anyone listening to this, if you're constantly like in a state of fight, flight, hide, or whatever the hell it is that you're doing, you're running from that proverbial lion 24/7, and you're not a zebra in the Serengeti, you're having problems. You're going into the disease span sooner, because your body is constantly fighting with itself and it's in nowhere able to find homeostasis and balance. We are frequency beings. This is real. Our homeostatic is based on a level frequency, the hertz levels in our brains from all the different waves. Everything has to be in a pretty unique balance. Of course, there's moments where things have to be throttled, right? But that's hormesis. And then we go back to a normal state. If we're constantly in a dysregulated cortisol state, we're going to be breaking down and disease will be coming in. There's a book, Why Zebras Don't Get Ulcers. I highly recommend that for people to read. It's a great reflection for people to understand how the body works, because they basically monitored zebras. And as soon as the lion starts chasing, that zebra goes from parasympathetic to sympathetic. Immediately, adrenaline kicks in, survival kicks in, heartbeat kicks in, sweat. I mean, every single physiological response that keeps the zebra safe from trotting at 45, 50 miles an hour kicks in. And as soon as that lion gives up, which is usually like 95% of the time, that zebra within 5 minutes is back to homeostasis on everything, right? Yet there's no lion chasing us, but we're living in that throttled state, sitting in our car, sitting in our, stuck to our phones, stuck to that Ahrimanic way of thinking, that mechanistic material world, all the pain, all the frustration, all the anger that's keeping us in that. Body's falling apart, body's getting acidic. And at that point, it's give me drugs, give me sex, give me alcohol, give me shitty food. Let me be a shitty person. That's the only way that they're feeling better. That's the coping mechanism.